Hey everyone, and welcome to part 13 of this FireRed Let's Play. On the last episode we took on the Rocket Game Corner and finally took on Giovanni and got the Sylph Scope. In this episode I think we'll be heading back to Lavender Town. I don't think I'll be going through Saffron City yet because we can't technically really do anything there apart from get a TM and also get one of two new Pokemon. Other than that, there isn't really much else we can do there, so I'm just not going to cover it yet. That TM is actually Psychic. I think we can get it there. I think it's usually the same in every other game, so yeah, the TM for Psychic is there, which is an amazing move, don't get me wrong, it's just I don't really need it yet. I will need it later on, but not yet. Okay, so let's head into the Pokémon Tower. You'll actually probably want repels coming in here, but yeah, I do have repels, good. Okay, so if you didn't come here earlier, you're going to have a rival battle here. But if you did come here, then you won't have that. Okay, so also if you came here, because I think you can actually go up to the next floor. Yeah, I think you can. I think you can come up here before you get the Sylph Scope. But if you come here without the Sylph Scope, you're going to run into unidentified ghosts, and you're not going to be able to do anything against them. I'll try and find one before I take on a trainer. Okay, so we can actually identify the ghosts now, and you'll find one of two new Pokemon in here, one of which is Ghastly. Ghastly is the only poison type. Only ghost type in this game, I should say. Ghost poison type evolves into Haunter at level 25. You can also find Haunter here, albeit rarely, and evolves into Gengar through trading. Now, while Gengar is a fantastic Pokemon, it's very fast, it's got great special attack, it's just an amazing Pokemon. The problem is that both of its same type attack bonus moves are physical in this game, and its physical attack is dismal. Also, what you've got to keep in mind is its moveset, and apart from it being able to use Thunderbolt instead of Shockwave, it can essentially use the same moves as Alakazam, and because Alakazam has a higher special attack and also has that same type of attack bonus on Psychic, it's generally a better Pokemon, and it also evolves in pretty much the same way. So I generally recommend Alakazam more than Gengar, but it's certainly a good Pokemon, and it's definitely worth using. Okay, so yeah, these channelers here generally have ghost types, or just Ghastly and Haunter really. You'll get quite sick of seeing them, and they're also quite weird in the fact that they yell out all these creepy things. But yeah, let's take up this Ghastly. And the other Pokemon you can find here, again quite rarely, is Cubone. We did also cover Cubone before, but I didn't give it a full review. Cubone is a ground type and evolves into Marowak at level 25, I think. I will add an annotation if that's wrong. It is generally not a very good Pokemon, unless you catch a Cubone that has a thick club equipped. If you have that, then its attack power will be doubled, and it will do quite well with it. It's quite slow, and that thick club is very rare, only appears 5% of the time. But it's an okay Pokemon, it's worth using. There are better ground types usually, but its defenses aren't that bad, so it's fine to use it against Pokemon such as water and grass types. I probably wouldn't anyway, but if you absolutely need to, then using Marowak isn't too big of a risk, whereas using Onix or Rhyhorn or Geodude is a risk. So carrying on here, move up to the next level, and we can find another trainer with a Ghastly. Surprise, surprise. Getting all of my Pokemon up to level 37. They're all fully evolved at the moment. Won't be getting any new Pokemon for a little while. And another Ghastly. Essentially, you're only going to be seeing Ghastly and Haunter here. I don't think you ever find a thingy, a Cubone from a trainer. Also, you can actually come here when you fight the rival. I think you can actually come through here totally. It's just you can't access the top level because of that dead Marowak will be haunting the place, and you won't be able to get out. You won't be able to carry on, I should say. Also, you won't be able to see Ghastly until you get that Silph Scope, so do keep that in mind. Okay, so let's get these few items. An Awakening will be fairly obsolete soon. Gonna survive a Great Ball. Just checking if there's any other trainers. Doesn't look like it. So I think this girl's a trainer. Yep. Yelling very weird things, but hey. So Channeler Paula has a Ghastly, surprise surprise. Don't think we've seen anything other than Ghastly in this entire place. Just bite it. In your party, you have a ghost. Okay. Let's fight this girl. Oh really? What makes you so sure? Okay, so Channeler Ruth has a Ghastly. Lower level than the rest, oddly. You want to be quite careful here because a lot of these ghosts will carry Hypnosis. It's not very accurate, but if it does hit you, then it's quite annoying. What's a Nightmare? It's true. Okay, so this girl isn't a trainer. She's purified this little area here, so whenever you step in, your Pokemon get fully healed. And there's also a cleanse tag here. Not sure what that does, actually. Let me just check. So yeah, it reduces the amount of times you see wild Pokemon if a Pokemon holding it is the first in your party. Generally not a very good item because you could be using a power-up item plus repels, so if you don't have a repel, then I guess that's always good to have. Okay, another girl with a Ghastly. Ha. Another trainer here, making some very sickly sounds. Okay, Channeler whatever, I'm not going to even try, has a Ghastly, level 22. Just bite that thing. I didn't also mention before, but you want to keep you don't want to use normal type moves or fighting type moves against these Pokemon, as they're completely immune to them. So do keep that in mind. They're also immune to ground type moves, so you can't exploit that weakness to ground from that poison type. So do keep that in mind, as they have not Intimidate, they have Levitate. Okay, so Channeler Tammy has a Haunter, which we haven't seen yet, level 23. Appears to have a red glow around one hand, but not the other. Kind of strange. Getting some nice experience from that thing. And let's move on. I think this is the last floor up here. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so there's an X accuracy there. Give you blood. Okay. Very creepy. Okay, so Channeler Angelica has a Ghastly. Kinda sick of reading out the same Pokemon name every single time I enter a fight, but whatever. Right. Gain a little more experience, and another Ghastly. Level 22. So again, I think you can still come here if you're before the gym, if you're definitely having trouble. You must defeat Giovanni before you can come here though, so do keep that in mind. The gym is quite easy though, so... But if you don't have a surefire way to beat grass types, then getting some extra training would probably be a good idea. But if you are completely struggling, you could pick up one of many flying types. Or you could also pick up Alakazam, as Alakazam is quite good against every single Pokemon in there apart from Execute and Tangela. And even then it does quite well. Or you could use Growlithe or Vulpix depending on which game you're playing. It's generally not a very hard gym, but if you are struggling you can come here after you fought Giovanni. Key. Okay, so Myconines grew to level 38. Let's get to Shell Shock out front. More sickly sounds. Okay, so Channeler Amelia has a Ghastly. Not too many left of these. Same old Pokemon over and over again, but we'll soon be out of here. Soon not have to deal with these rubbish Pokemon. Something fell out. What fell out and where? Okay, so one final item, another rare candy. Okay, so this is the place where you get stopped before. Begone intruders. There's a guaranteed wild encounter here with an unidentified ghost, which turns out to be a Marowak, which is the dead Marowak that we saw before, that we heard about before, I should say. You have to kill this thing. You are not allowed to catch it in any way. So, even though it's at level 30 and it's a great Pokemon, you have to kill it. If you want a Marowak, you have to train it from a Cubone, which you can catch in this area. It's not too difficult, but it's at level 30, so do keep that in mind. Do keep electric type Pokemon away from it. So you can send it back to the afterlife, and guess what? We've got Team Rocket. I'm here to save Mr. Fuji. Along also that dead Marowak, I guess. Okay, so a different Pokemon, but still kind of the same. This guy has a Zubat, level 25. Very little experience. And another Zubat, excuse me, level 25. And finally, a Golbat. Cool. Don't think we've seen this yet. Simply just the evolved form of Zubat. Not too much to say about it. It's not too threatening at all. It is quite defensive though, as you can see there. 12 level difference, and it still survived. Ugh. We're not doing this. Good. Well done, Shell Shock. Okay, so let's take that thing out. Okay, some very nice experience there. Good, I'm glad you give up. I'm sure you will. I'll make you forget about it, don't worry. I'm sure that's a complete lie. I'm sure you just kidnapped him. Okay, so this guy has a level 26 coughing. The levels are starting to slowly creep up. He also has a drowsy. Level 26. Again, very specially defensive, so try and keep special attacks away. But it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. Go to level 38. I think I'll switch up Sparky to the front. I can't guarantee that, I'm sorry. I'm going to put Shell Shock up there. So I'll have my top 3 Pokemon at the top. And one final trainer. Oh really? And what makes you so sure of that? Okay, so this guy has a Zubat, level 23. Destroy it with a Thunderbolt. Looks like Sparky's got earrings. I know that's just part of its ears, but kind of looks like it. Okay, so a level 23 Rattata as well. A Raticate. Level 23. And finally, another Zubat. Take that out. Okay, a little more experience. Why not? Oh really? I think I will get away with it, don't worry. Okay, so you get led into his house. I was wondering which of these people was him then. Okay, so here he is. How did he know my name? That's kind of weird. I didn't tell him my name at all. Okay, so this guy, sorry, gives you the Pokéflute. The Pokéflute will essentially always heal sleep. So awakenings and full heals for sleep will never need to be used, as the Pokéflute can be used infinite amount of times. So yeah. Okay, so now that we've gotten the Pokéflute, we can now move on to Fuchsia City. There are one or two ways to get there. You can either go south from Lavender Town and get there that way, or you can also go west and then south of Celadon City. I tend to usually go through the cycling road and south of Celadon City. So I think we'll be heading back there right now. But either way is good enough. If you go the way that is south of Lavender Town, you can pick up the Good Rod. If you don't, you can pick up the Super Rod in Fuchsia City, so you'll end up getting both at pretty much the same time. I think when I get the Super Rod, I may cover all of the Pokemon that you can get with the Super Rod at that time and where you can get them. It will probably take a long time, completely overloading you with reviews, but I guess it's easier. Okay, I think I healed. I did, cool. Okay, so we're here back in Celadon City, probably one of the last times we're going to need to be here. Okay, so, I'm saying it again. This is, actually, speaking of which, yeah. Okay, so this is Snorlax. You use the Pokéflute. Play that little tune and he will wake up. Okay, so this is Snorlax, level 30. Snorlax is a normal type. Has very, very good HP, special defense, and also that's annoying, and also good physical attack. Sorry, its special defense, its physical defense. Sorry, is not that good. Its special attack is quite bad, and its special defense is. I keep saying special defense. Its speed is very lousy. But it's generally an incredibly good Pokemon. It's definitely worth using. You can learn a whole ton of moves. The only problem with it is that there's only 2 in the game. The one here and the one that is south of Lavender Town. So you must catch one of them if you want it. It's also quite difficult to catch. It's got quite a low catch rate. Luckily I caught it then. But yeah, it's got quite a low catch rate, so you've got to be quite lucky. I'm not planning to use Snorlax, but it's definitely a good Pokemon to use. So if you want it, you can definitely go for it. Okay, so up here, this is another one of Professor Oak's aids. If you've caught 40 different species of Pokemon, well, not different species, just 40 Pokemon, then you are able to get yourself the amulet coin. But I haven't caught 40 kinds. Okay, so also if you do come this way, you absolutely must get the bike from Cerulean City, as if you don't, you're not able to come this way. I think I will actually cover this and maybe some of Fuji City on the next episode, so until then, I'll see you next time, guys.